tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Missing more than just your body. Turn it up.
Sing
turn
it,
it
English.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Is it too late to say sorry? That's what Nina's saying.
Oh, no. Get it,
Say
Tamra.
sorry now.
I can't believe I'm singing a Justin Bieber song.
I know. But it's such a great song.
It is.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was so appropriate for this episode because
Yes.
Neva needs to apologize.
And I got to give Justin Bieber some credit. You know, he's grown up on us. So, like, he's got the adults now. Like, at first it was just the kids, but...
Right.
All right.
Well, speaking
That's our
about
guilty
kids,
pleasure.
let's get into this episode of Bring It. This is season 3, episode 4.
Yes.
Homecoming Hell. Oh my gosh. Which it was Homecoming Hell.
Yeah.
It's a busy weekend.
It
was.
was nuts. So the girls performed 4 performances. They were doing halftime parade, field
First of all,
show.
who are you?
My name is English Cleveland. I mean, they already know who I am. And I'm joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey, guys. I'm Robin Ayers.
And I'm Tamra Brown. Both of us with lovely matte complexions.
Oh, yes. Matt, because I'm not greasy.
No,
Right.
you're not
I'm not
greasy.
greasy. Okay,
No,
thanks, Tamra.
You're not greasy. So, sorry for not introducing myself, but you guys know who I am. Anyways, so the girls this week were doing halftime parade, field show, halftime show, stand, and creative. It was crazy.
A whole lot.
A
going
whole
on.
lot.
Yeah.
So, the girls came off of a week, their first time loss in this season in stand battles. So they're carrying that weight.
Yeah.
Misty's like, you know what? First things first. In order, I'm bringing out this clipboard. We have not seen the clipboard.
I know. We haven't seen it yet. I mean...
Maybe
We
I don't
haven't
know.
seen it in a long time.
It's like because this one they were on the field most of the time,
Yeah.
and so
Right.
it's like a coaching accessory.
Yeah.
When she's playing the like head coach role, that's when she needs the clipboard.
right. Because
that's
it just
true.
seemed like last season, every week we have the
Let me get the
clipboard out.
clipboard. Let me
yeah.
get the...
But I think it's hard this season with all new girls. She would have to be cutting a lot of them.
That's exactly
So-
probably the reason why she hasn't busted out yet. You know
Right.
what I mean? Until now. So
Right. So the girls' main issues of why she's bringing out the clipboard is lines and formation.
Yeah.
Which we talked about last week. We even commented on how horrible they are with their formations and their lines.
yeah,
It's visible to us, and even with them chopping and screwing and editing, if they're showing that, then that's all the good
When they're
footage
not
that
even
they have.
showing that much of the dance anyway, but you still
Right.
see the mistakes and mess
Yeah.
ups and
yeah. Real quick, I have to shout out a couple of people, and I'm sorry I'm not going to have the names right now, but a couple of people who sent me on Instagram the
Yeah.
video links. Did you guys get that as well?
No, I didn't get any.
I'm telling you, you fans are amazing because
They
they
are.
sent me a couple of links from YouTube that
nice.
showed the actual dance, and I was like, they will
yes,
find.
they sent it on Twitter. They sent it to me on Twitter.
Yes.
to watch.
Oh, yes. So I have I have someone who sent me something on Instagram, and
Yeah.
then someone who sent on Twitter as
Yeah.
well. And I was like, you guys will find a needle in a
Yes,
haystack. How
they
did you
do.
find that? But I just got to give you guys props. You know who you are, and I'm sorry I don't have your names right now, but I
And
have
keep
to say
them
thank
coming
you.
because we
Yeah.
enjoy them, and
Yeah.
we want to actually hear the real music and see what the girls are made of, because we are actually critiquing them as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we're judging them just as well as you
Yeah.
guys are. We may not have all the judge techniques and all of that. But
Yeah.
I do want to
We know
hear
what
what the
we're
real
talking about.
music is mainly.
Yeah.
And also last week we talked about how Kayla, I think we said that Kayla didn't get the scholarship, but one of our YouTube commenters, her name's Aaliyah Reed, said that Kayla did get the scholarship. It was a partial scholarship, but she didn't want to. It was for out of state, and she didn't want to go out of state. She wanted to
right.
stay. She wanted to stay home, so she's going to community college, and she's
Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, very good to know.
Something that was really exciting this week is that it's homecoming week,
Yeah.
which is such a big deal in the South.
It is a huge deal.
All the HBCUs, which is historical Black college, they love homecoming week. It's like the biggest thing. The whole city comes together. Just from my experience, I mean, I didn't go to HBCU, but
Right.
I have friends and family that I've gone to their homecomings, and it just feels like a family reunion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the girls have been chosen to perform at Alcorn State University's parade and
is it Alcorn?
Alcorn. Yeah.
yeah, Alcorn. Their parade and their halftime show performance, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
just from my little experience of dancing in a drill team, I think I told you guys,
Yes.
and I've danced in a parade,
You
and it
told us.
wasn't on that level, so I
Yeah.
can only imagine because the music is different. You got the bands playing. You got it's really hyped. So I mean, I was excited to watch them, doing their thing at the homecoming. So it was
Even
really
just
cool.
the clip of the live band playing.
Yeah.
I was just like, I
Yes.
was feeling it
Yeah,
watching
Tamra.
the episode. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Maybe
Yeah,
that's something
they
one
did
year.
cut it out. But you know what I really enjoyed about it was that the fact that Miss D made a comment that all the girls are able to perform and they aren't competing and they're not
Right.
going for a trophy.
It's just for fun.
Just for fun, strictly fun, and all the girls get to be incorporated.
Yeah.
So that's such a great thing, just to relax and get outside of the competitive mindset.
Right.
But we also did find out that the day before these girls are performing at Alcorn State, the day before the competition.
Yeah.
And so this week is definitely Hell Week. They are having to learn so many dances, so many formations, and we've added in the DDP.
Yeah.
And we added in
The baby
the
doll.
baby
Oh,
doll.
they're
Yeah.
so cute.
And we added in Coach D.
Yep.
So it was like this was actually one of my favorite episodes because finally it's like some meat and some substance. We got a chance to watch the performances. We got a chance to see the preparation. We got
Yep.
a chance to really be a part of it instead of getting bits and pieces and
I agree.
only drama.
Yeah.
But it's inevitable whenever Neva is in an episode, there is drama.
There's drama, and then whenever Selena's in an episode, whenever they put any focus on, I mean, they tried to create sort of some drama with Selena, but there wasn't really any drama.
No.
It was all her comparison of like Beyonce, and you know what I mean, her thinking she's got it going on.
Or just saying that she wasn't doing as good a job, and she kept messing up, and she doesn't
Yeah.
have rhythm and stuff like that. And
But,
which
none
of it. Every clip of the moms dancing that we saw, she seemed to be. She
Right.
seemed to be in step with all of them.
Yeah,
But
she
I
did.
think that that's the production of it.
Of
Like,
course.
okay, Selena's messing up, messing up, so that way when it's showtime, she kills it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which she did.
She did.
Yeah,
she
she did a great job.
And they take Dana down a couple pegs, and because she's not in the dance, and she's been the one saying that she was the original doll.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So before we get to the touchdown to bug down, we get a chance to see the
Love that
practices on the field. We get a chance to see the practices in the dollhouse. And to our surprise, someone is cut who we've been rooting for all season long, Faith.
Yeah.
It was actually a shocker to even hear that Faith was cut.
I wonder what that's about.
Do you think she deserved to be cut?
I don't know.
From what
They
you
didn't-
saw.
Well, from what I saw, they didn't show much of her. They didn't show much of her dancing this episode. So I was kind of surprised at that.
Yeah.
she's a great dancer, but Miss D said specifically that she just didn't stay in line. Like, it was the problem with she was always out of line. And so it's probably really just that. Like, she probably...
But listen, how many other girls were out of line? You see, and out of
Yep.
formation. So it's just like, listen, if they can get it together,
Right.
Faith can get it together. I mean, I literally thought that was cold. She was just sitting on the sideline with her mom.
Right.
I'm just like, that is so.
It really was, but you know who else we didn't get a chance to see? The twins.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We did not
Yeah.
get a chance to see the twins this week,
Yeah.
which was really strange. Everything, and maybe
Did they
that's
last week
and
even?
maybe that's why they spotlight Selena so much.
I think so.
Because the twins weren't there.
They need the
weren't there.
storyline. They need them to still be in the storyline, whether it's the twins or whether it's Selena. They need them
Yeah.
somehow, you know,
One
to
of
be
our
involved.
one of our YouTube commenters was like, "Can you guys please stop saying that the twins aren't into it?"
I know,
It's like,
I know, I saw that.
Somebody's
yeah.
rooting for them.
It's our opinion.
I'm glad.
That's
I'm
what
glad
it is
somebody.
at the end of the day.
I mean,
almost
you know,
knocked over my
just
TV.
go back and watch it. I'm saying, like, go back and watch it, and hopefully you'll see what we see. So, I mean, here's the thing that we know by now. We know that there are plenty of people who root individually for each of the girls, you know?
Right.
And so you rooting for them has no bearing on what sort of reality is. If it's reality that the girls aren't necessarily into it, you can still like them.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, the truth is they look like they just don't want to be there.
The
or
proof
they're not.
is in the pudding, baby.
Yeah, exactly. They just, I don't know. That's just, again, that's our opinion.
Yeah.
So.
The proof is in the bucking.
Yeah, the proof is in the bucking. It's true. Like
but-
they don't know how to buck down, but it's okay. Maybe they're a slow progress like Sanjay.
Yeah,
So
yes.
we just have to watch them grow.
And, sorry, on that note, it's very interesting that on her lower thirds, when they said Selena, Sky and Star's mom, they mentioned nothing about Sanjay again. I mean, I know she's not necessarily
On
part
the
of the
show.
show anymore,
Yeah.
but I was just
Had
like,
they
dang.
been? Did it have Sanjay before? Like this season?
Yeah, no, not this season.
Yeah.
But, you know, previously because Sanjay was still there.
Right.
I'm just saying, I just thought it was interesting. That's all.
Yeah. Speaking of Selena, a few of the other parents that were added into this dance was Tina, Dominisha, and excuse me if I pronounce these names wrong, Mimi, and then another name that I can't pronounce or I'm having a problem pronouncing. But we didn't get a chance to see Whitney or, you know, all the other original DDPs.
Yeah.
Nor did we get a chance to see Faith's mom. What's her name again?
Dana?
Dana. We didn't get to see Dana, who's the original dancing doll,
Yeah.
a part of this. So this week was actually a surprise for us to see who Miss D picked. And it was different.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Yeah, and I liked it. And then according to Miss D, she said it was for a specific reason because they can keep a beat. So no matter what Dana says, I mean, you know, give you props because you were, you know, trained by Miss D and all that. But
Right.
listen, if the woman herself is saying that you can't keep a beat, you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
like, what can you say?
Or maybe she just hasn't seen her moves in a long time.
That could be.
Right.
But
That
also,
could-
too, at first, when Dana was talking about being the original doll, I thought that meant that, like, maybe she was actually, like, on Miss D's first team. But now the way she always says it exactly the same way every time, I was her neighbor, and she used to teach me. It just makes it sound like, you know, one afternoon on the front lawn, Miss D, like, showed her a couple things, and then from then on, she was like, yeah, that made me, you know,
Yeah.
like, that constituted being a dancing doll.
The original dancing
Yeah.
doll. Yeah, I agree.
Right. So we get to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. This is where the competition is. It's on a
Yeah.
field. So everything's about field this week, which makes the girls look great.
Right.
They look great. I think they're able to breathe better. They're able to move more. You know, they just seemed to me all around a great team. And all the teams, to be honest, that came out this week were such a great team. We got a chance to see the Golden Prancerettes, which I've never heard of before, the original Divas, and then the Divas of Olive
Oh,
Branch.
goodness gracious, with Neva,
The
Diva.
Lord Neva.
Oh,
How
So-
weird was that ragdoll dance?
Super strange.
strange, but you know what? I gotta
They
give
did a
it
great
credit. Yeah,
they did a great job. Like
Yeah.
I can't complain. I don't know if you guys can, and tell me if you saw something I didn't see. I literally saw every team bring it so hard this week.
Yeah.
There was not one complaint. None of the lines from what I saw
Right.
or formations were off that it was like, whoa, this is really going to be a serious week.
Right. I agree. I said the exact same thing. I was like really like tuned in, and I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, okay.
And they were well thought out stand battles and well thought out like perform. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the girl. Well, are you talking about stand battles or the
creative.
the creative dance?
Yeah,
Yeah, because the girl that was the Raggedy Ann doll, she was doing this she was actually doing this really cool like modern dance with these like contractions and stuff. But it seemed like out of, like, I never saw them do that style before.
Yeah.
But it was a cool dance. It was just such an odd, like, old reference, and like, who knows who of any of those girls knows who Raggedy Ann is? Like, I don't.
Well, I think that, I mean, you know, Brittany, I think, was the one who actually called it out. She said, I think it was Raggedy Ann. And even if you did not know that it was Raggedy Ann doll, you still knew it was a doll.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that they did a really good job with that whole reference there. You know, I thought that was really cute.
Yeah, it was
I mean, as much as you going against our girls.
Right. Hello,
You know what I'm
somebody.
saying.
Let
Still.
them know. Right. We'll give you a little credit.
Yeah, we're going to, just a little bit of credit.
But you know, it was great this week that the dances, like I was saying, were very well thought out. Like the dolls.
Yeah.
Incorporating Miss D. We got a chance to see Miss D
So good.
come in and
Every
bring
time.
Yeah.
down the house.
Yeah.
I was so happy for her. I'm so happy your knee is better.
Yeah.
And she did such a great job. We haven't
She
seen her
did.
dance in such a long time, and you know, like we would assume Kayla would have went out there.
Right.
But it was a breath of fresh air to see Miss
Yeah,
D.
it was a breath of fresh air. I will say, though, just, you know, kind of being real, she did a great job. So listen, don't attack me. Miss D did a great job. However, I think the first time that we saw her come out where she did that whole, like, death drop or whatever,
Yeah.
she killed it.
Yeah.
Now, the scenery is different, the environment is different. You know, she still did her thing. I still got to give her credit, but I'm saying, you know, it's almost like when you set the bar so high for yourself and for
Yes.
others to see, it's hard to sort of to
Backtrack.
reach that.
Yeah,
And you know,
yeah.
but she did a great job.
Yeah. What do you think, Tamra?
I thought she did great. She always does. I mean, she does the same, like, she does the leg extension, she does the death drop, like the booty death drop, and then, I mean, it's insane. I wish
Yeah.
I could do those things that she can do.
Yeah, me too. And she actually whipped her hair really well.
She does.
I need to
would
learn the
that.
whip.
I don't know it either, and I've always tried to get it down. I need to learn the death drop and the hair whip. Let's try
wish
it,
I could
Robin.
just-
I can't. I mean, see, listen here. I
Try
mean,
it
I
as
have a
best
lot
as
of.
you can.
I can't. I will whip and wreck my neck right now. I can't do it.
Well,
Did I do it?
no, you did a pretty good job.
Did you catch that?
Because don't you feel like you never know which way to go?
Yeah, I just
Like,
you
do
just
I go
never
to
know.
the left first, or do I go to the right first? Like, which way do
Yeah,
I go?
you
gonna
know
do
what I
it
thought
English?
about is like this.
You gonna do it?
Oh
No.
You're like,
Absolutely.
No,
hello.
I'm the Tony of the group today.
Yeah.
She makes everybody do something. So
Yeah.
there's this video. Remember we talked about it, I think, a couple of seasons ago, where these girls nonstop were doing this whole
Yes,
neck.
yes.
And I'm just like, how do you
You're
do
like,
that without killing your neck? You know, and just catching all kinds of cramps and whatnot. But that felt pretty good. I gotta admit, that felt
Next
pretty
week,
good. I don't know if I did it right.
Next week we should bring our best dance move. And
Okay, listen.
show it.
Can we for real do that?
And
Yeah.
we really want you guys to get incorporated with us too. So can you guys please go on to iTunes, give our show, rate our show, give us 5 stars, let us know what you think. Also go in our comments on YouTube and let us know how much you love the show. And let us know what we can improve on, or what you
Yes.
guys may think, you know, we were wrong about. Give us some information. I always see you guys correcting us. Some of the stuff that we say is wrong, and some of the stuff you guys know we don't know. So
Yeah.
give us news and gossip, whatever you have, let us have it.
And we will, you have my word and our word, right?
Yeah.
We will start to, I mean, if you guys want to be involved in, you know, we will be a voice for you. So if you want
Yeah.
to get your recognition by something that you
Yeah.
say, let's talk, and we'll, you know, mention your name, where it came from, and all that stuff.
I said, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram if you have one of those accounts where you dance, where you post your dance videos on Instagram. I love following those amateur dancer accounts.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see them.
And I'm going to up that.
Ooh.
I want you guys to also send us your best dances, and we will have a Skype call with you
Ooh.
next week. If we get enough, we will rate all of them. We will let
Nice.
you guys know,
Yeah.
you know, the top 3 that we love, or maybe just the top 2. And we will have a Skype call with you, and you guys can call
Yeah.
into the
yes,
studio.
English. Okay, yes, and I'm going to up that even more.
Okay.
Are y'all liking this? Okay,
Right.
so I'm going to up it by saying,
You get a car. Oh, sorry.
Look under
You
your
get a car.
seat.
You get a car.
so what I'm going to say is, I know I probably did not do the head whip the right way. So if you guys know how to do the head whip the right way, show us, give us a 15 seconds or less video of yourself, and maybe we can do like a little collage, like a little montage of like all these head whips and stuff. That would be really, really cute. And then we'll put, I whip my head back and forth that way. Or whatever.
Love it.
So,
great song.
yes, you guys send us your videos.
By the way, my last video on my Instagram right now is me dancing on last weekend on TBS. Angie Tribeca did this telethon marathon of the premiere of Angie Tribeca.
Nice.
And my dance team danced with the live telethon. And so there's a little clip on my Instagram of us being super, super dum-dums. You're going to love it.
We got to check that out, Tamra. Yes. Okay, Tamra.
That's awesome.
So that was good.
Okay,
I'm thinking, like, as I'm talking, I feel like I'm just, like, going down and down and down.
It has issues.
It's probably just the chair having
just
issues.
don't move.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get back into the episode. We gave all those free giveaways away.
Woo, yes.
You know what I really appreciate, and I don't know if you guys noticed, Brittany. It just seems like in her confessionals, she always has so much positivity.
Yeah.
She talked about how great the other girls were, how great their outfits are. She never says anything bad about the other team. And then we cut to Neva and Miss D going back and forth. And they're one-on-one, which we get every episode. And to me, I feel like we need to cut that out. We need to get rid of it because it's not promoting positivity. It's actually bringing other people down. And it's horrible to see two parents or two adults speaking that way on a children's show.
Yeah, that's the first time that we've heard it from that angle. So I appreciate you saying that. It is definitely something that they need to cut out. And it's not a good look because it's funny. My kids
You're talking about when Miss D and whatever the other coach is of the week?
Yes.
Each week
or whichever
they like
coach.
do it every week. Yeah.
So my kids like dance shows and they like, dance moms. And I want for them to watch it for the sake of watching the kids dance because I think it's cute, right?
Right.
But then there's a fine line of, okay, this is sort of adult TV.
Yeah.
So then sometimes I'm like, okay, well, let's watch a different show or something like that because of the fact that there's, it's not super positive. You want it to be, you want to root for them. And when there's kids involved, you want to say that there's a lot of positivity. But unfortunately, there's not. So me as a parent, I'm just like, I don't know if we're watching this.
Even as them, as they bleep out the words, you still know what they're saying.
And then there's still other words that they let fly. And I'm just like, and I look at them, I'm like, okay, that's a bad word, right? You know not to use that word, right? So.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I like Bring It Better Than Dance Moms too, is because that show is so heavily dependent on those moms freaking out about little things that you're like, why would you even be mad at that? And this show doesn't do that. Like, the moms kind of like jibe at each other, but nobody ever says anything like, they're not going to Miss D behind the other mom's back being like, why don't you give Faith a solo or something like that? Like in Dance Moms, so it's like,
yeah, they had a little bit of that, but I hear exactly what you're saying.
Just a little bit more, I don't know, this show is a little bit more like constructive criticism or something.
And the parents aren't as competing against each other.
Yeah, it's more of a united front against Miss D.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas the other moms are just like, with each other, so.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but I think we're all in agreement. Yeah, they don't need that level of nobody's going, I need some more smack talk in this.
Yeah, it gets personal, and I feel like
unless it's funnier.
As two coaches, they don't need to get personal. It's all about the girls. Like, I know this week you guys are allowed to dance in the battle, but it's like, don't get too personal where you're having to call each other outside of each other's names. Yeah, I feel like there's too much horrible stuff and people getting offended and people taking things too far and taking, harassment too far nowadays, and we can't afford to lose someone over something very immature. Yeah, not to say it could go that far, but it could. You know what I mean? It could. Yeah. So,
but I do love the smack talk when it's really funny.
When it's all fun and games, but once you start calling someone outside of their name and like mother and this and that, it just it's
Did they do that?
Yes. Yeah. Neva. I want to get to the end. When we get to the end of this episode, with how Neva behaved.
Yeah, she was just out of line.
Okay.
Completely out of line. Yeah. But anyways, so let's get back into it. So we get a chance to see the battles go on. Yeah. We see that the prancing what was their name?
Golden
Prancerettes.
Yes.
They get eliminated out. We get a chance to finally get to see the Divas of Olive Branch and the Jackson, Mississippi Dancing Dolls.
Which, by the way, the Divas of Olive Branch, their outfits were actually really cute.
Super cute. Yeah.
I agree with Brittany on that.
Yeah. So in Stand Battle, back to Stand Battle, we forgot to mention Miss D in her costume. This was Stand Battle, right?
Yeah.
Between the two of them. So during the Stand Battle, we get to see Miss D come out in her police costume. And
it was so good.
Hilarious.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And no, big ups to the makeup artist who came out. Really did look like Neva. He really did look like her. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Wait, was that a guy?
It was a guy.
Oh.
Whoa, it was?
Or is it not? Okay,
I thought it was.
Is that wasn't a guy?
I don't know.
I thought it was a
That wasn't a
woman.
man.
I
Did
thought
you?
they said it was a woman, right?
I thought it was a man.
I just assumed.
But
Whatever.
I was really confused because, which is not a problem, but she had no hair.
But that's why I think that I thought it was a man, because even under the net, you know, you put a net on it, like it was just nothing there. So,
Interesting. I thought it was a woman.
yeah.
But whoever it was, you did such a great job. They really. I think Neva was beyond upset. It was just like, she was like a ticking time bomb. Like every single little thing that they did was like over the top.
Even her, okay, so one other thing that I noticed was the way that she came dressed. She came dressed with the fur on.
Yes.
She was all bedazzled, and she's so diva. She's so extra.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you are doing so much. But she's owning up to her name.
Yeah,
at the
she's
same
totally
time,
Neva
so.
the Diva. Even when she came out, and it was funny because I think Cameron had mentioned, like, whenever Neva dances, it's like so
Awkward. It's
uncomfortable
weird.
and awkward. And it really is. Like, you just can't take her seriously. I can't imagine her teaching these girls the dances.
Yeah.
If she's their coach, I know good and well she is not teaching them these dances.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Neva the Diva. Stay at home, Neva. But what I did see, and I did appreciate that she had a sash on that said she was a breast cancer survivor.
Oh,
really?
So
I didn't
big
notice
ups
that.
to you, Neva. We're so
Yeah.
glad to have you here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't see that. So
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So we get a chance to finally see who wins. Dun 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 dun. The Dancing Dolls.
Woo!
Yay. So they win, which was well deserved. It was, hard, and it was a hell week. Definitely hell week.
Yes.
I'm sure the girls were tired. I'm sure they were exhausted. I'm sure that they were just like over everything.
Yeah.
But they did such a great job.
They really did a great job. I think maybe one of the things that helped them out was, remember Miss D said that they always do, for the most part, the same routine when they
Right.
do the homecoming dance. So maybe they didn't have to learn a whole new dance. This is something that they knew. You get what I'm saying? So I think that helped them out.
But the only thing is new girls teaching new girls.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Those
Very
dances.
true.
And the coach, or one of the judges specifically said your lines were super straight.
Yeah.
Pointed out how straight their lines were.
They got that together.
And I really liked that little talk between Kayla and Cameron.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Cameron really needed that because she's so passive aggressive. Like even in the conversation with her mom, she was just like, "Well, we'll figure it out."
Yeah.
And then with Kayla, she was just like, "Well, we'll figure it out
Eventually.
And, yeah,
Right.
eventually. And there's no eventually. You didn't eventually become the captain.
Exactly.
You became the captain. So you need to have that mindset. Even though these girls are your same age, you need to go up to them and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Don't
or
be
else
afraid to call them
or
out.
else you're wasting your own time."
Right. Well, I think what helped her was the fact that she's taking this advice from Kayla, who was previously the captain.
Right.
So it'd be different if Miss D was sitting down there. We always receive things differently when we're talking to, an adult or something like that. It's just
Right.
like, okay, you don't know what it feels like. But I love that moment as well, because it was just her peer,
And
someone
also-
who she respects as a captain as well.
Right.
Yeah. And also just because we don't get to see enough we don't get to see enough Kayla time and Cameron time, I don't
Yes.
think. So just having them have that FaceTime, and even I think it's probably because the producers, maybe the moms are a little bit better of that improv, like when the producers say okay, talk about the costumes, and then the moms can kind of the girls are probably a little bit more like, the costumes were cool, or you know, whatever. But like, even if that's all they're saying, like even if they're not giving you much, I'd still like to see more Cameron and Kayla.
Yeah. So the dolls win, and back to what we were discussing, Neva's behavior. The fact that she threw that trophy down and smashed it on the ground. What a sore loser. Like, I don't even know any, like, a more appropriate way to... There are other words I could choose. Yeah. But I'm choosing to say the most appropriate words for this show. It was disgusting.
It was disgusting. That's a great word. And I don't like... I mean, it was like her little minions, you know? Sorry to call the little girls minions, but that's what it reminded me of. Like, you know, when the king or the queen or whatever throws something down, they're like, yeah, you know? Yeah. And then going back to what I said last week was, I don't like when a coach says, you came in first. Everybody knows you came in first. And, you know, you're setting them up to not even work harder than they did this time. You know, you're setting them up for failure. Don't do that.
And you're giving
if you have
them
a loss, if you have a loss, take the L and understand that next time you just have to bring it harder. Give the people props. Give the dolls their props. Like, okay, you know what? They came. They brought it. Yeah. You know, they did it. They were more creative. Their lines were great. And then go back to the drawing board and do what you have to do, but not for the sake of TV, putting your chest out like, no, we won. We know we're number one. Like, don't do that.
And the thing is, they have to understand that it's okay to lose.
Right.
That's how you really appreciate winning. That's how you, you know, you build character, and you're not, you know, arrogant, and you're not, you know, self-loathing in yourself. You're able to understand, I lost. Let me work harder to be a better person. Let me work harder, my lines, my formations, my death drops, whatever it takes.
And build humility. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what you're saying. Like, if you're not going to be humble next time that you do get this win. It's like, I knew it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, be humble about it.
If I were one of those divas of Olive Branch, I would have picked up that trophy and been like, all right, if you don't want it, I'm taking it home. I've got glue. I'm going to fix this. What's going on my wall?
And like we've mentioned before, you know, the dolls and all of these girls spend so much time with these coaches and with these, you know, with each other, that they learn a lot from each other. And they're like Neva's probably like a second mom to a lot of these girls. Building integrity, and that's all that you have, you know, as a person, and what people perceive you as, your character, your integrity, you know, beyond what you look like. And if you're building these girls and growing them, imagine how they're gonna grow. Imagine all of those girls growing up to be like Neva. It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't happen.
No, there would be a lot of fires.
Not if those were my babies.
A lot of weaves on fire. There would be a lot of hair pulling out, a lot of Vaseline, and a whole bunch of stuff happening. So, anyways, I just think that she needs to understand that you're more than just their coach as far as being their friend and pumping them up. You're not their friend.
Right. You're supposed to be a role model.
Yeah. You need to be a role model.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into some news and gossip.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Do you guys have any? Do you have any, Tamra?
No, I think I cleared up that thing about Kayla's scholarship earlier. No, I don't have any news and gossip.
What, Robin?
I just thinking, so let's get into some news and gossip. Do you have any?
I have some. The news and gossip that I have this week, I just saw on Sanjay's Instagram that her father has created his own YouTube channel of their life.
Wow.
Basically, each week they're going to release an episode of, it's called JJ's World, which I would have loved to see him out on the field this week. Like, he could have killed it. Him and Selena. Yeah. Like, maybe they could have did a little cha-cha or something. Like,
He's good. He's entertaining.
He's a great dancer. But he has his own YouTube channel.
Very cool.
And so now JJ's World, you guys can go check it out. I guess they have their first episode up from this week. And each week they're going to be releasing a new episode. So if you love JJ as much as we do, go check him out.
Yay, JJ.
By the way, do you guys know who, like in the stands, the one dad that's there?
JJ.
That's JJ?
That's Sanjay and the twins' dad, and that's Selena's ex-husband.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all the news and gossip I have.
That's good news. Thank you.
Yeah. And wait, we never really discussed in news and gossip Miss D opening up other factories, right? So she opened up a dollhouse in Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. So if you guys are fans, or if you guys are watching, or if you guys have been there, let us know how it is. Let us know if they teach a different technique, if they're doing ballet, or if they're doing, jazz or lyrical dance. Maybe they're, incorporating different
I'm
stuff.
sure, and it could be, you just never know. I mean, maybe the style of dance, because it's still kind of South or whatever.
Yeah.
I will be going to Alabama in May.
Yay!
So if I'm nearby, maybe I could take some footage or something.
Please do.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when I
Miss D-
report back.
Miss D must not be there though at the new studio.
Even if she's not there, it's cool.
I'm sure
I mean,
they film, and then she has her downtime.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm just curious about the consistency. Like if you go to McDonald's in Los Angeles and you go to McDonald's in Germany, it's
completely different.
I mean, well, the consistency as far as like the menu is going to be the same, but the taste is going to be different. So I'm just wondering if like the dolls are going to, if the consistency as far as like the dancing and how it's set up from Mississippi to Alabama.
Right.
So
right.
We'll see.
Well, AfterBuzzers, this has been a great episode again with you guys. I am your host, English Cleveland. You guys can always find me on Twitter at English Speaks, and then on Instagram, Pink English, duh.
And you can find me at Robin Ayers on all social media platforms, as well as my website, itsrobinayers.com.
That's smart. Same handle on everything. I'm Tamra Brown. I'm on Twitter at Brown Tamra, and my chair is sinking as I'm talking. And I'm on Instagram at Tamra_blue.
Yeah.
See you guys
and
next
thanks
week.
to our live audience.
We had a live audience. We had
today.
twins today. We didn't have the other twins, but we have our own special twins.
Yay,
More enthusiastic
my baby
twins.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.